Benjamin Tomani? Tomini. Benjamin Tomini. Sorry about that. Lucas Weber. Cindy Kozel.
Present.
Ted Zito.
Here.
Terry Levis. Melissa Marcotte. Dean Viola. Gianna Delmonico. Thank you.
Everybody can look over the agenda for today. We're mostly going to be doing some constitutions. I'm going to request a motion to remove Secretary Colonis's announcement that she's not here. I'm going to get a motion to approve that. First by Representative Luther, seconded by Representative Gregorio. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passed. I think also removing the alumni update of Miss Gianna Delmonico, as she's also not here. Can I get a motion to approve that? First by Representative Coyos, seconded by Representative Logan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Passed. All right, and then can I get a motion to approve the amended agenda? First by Treasurer Bobby, seconded by Representative Rose. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Okay. If you look in your packet, the meeting from February 5th, our last meeting? Yes. If you look at those minutes, we can get a motion to approve that. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from February 5th? First by Representative Chatayan, seconded by Representative Smith. Hominy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, pass. We'll be moving on to office announcements, as no one's here for open forum. I yield the floor to President Six.
Thank you, Speaker Sullivan, and thank you all for being here tonight. Just a couple quick announcements. My first announcement is that Cheslin Hall has resigned from Elections Commissioner due to a change in her schedule. So we are going to be opening up that position. Sign-ups will be from right now until 5 p.m. Monday, February 24th, 2025.
Thank you.
Also another announcement. Last meeting we talked about a potential raise in the student to be fee. It's a proposal we've been working on with the college. We're going to be providing more numbers as far as why it's important for us to do it, and we'll be presenting those at the next Parliament meeting as well as hopefully voting on them. I now yield the floor.
We'll now move on to Vice President Mike Costello's officer's announcements.
Jack, can you dim the lights a bit back there?
You know I can, Frank.
Thank you. Oh, there we go.
Moving up, everybody, we good?
It should be. It's still loading up. Takes a while. Builds suspense.
Can you tell a joke?
Joe?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes. I'll tell
That was a joke. No.
I think you're not a joke. You're awesome.
Wait, so is it not gonna? Then.
Nobody trip, please.
I press computer. Let's see if that. Computer source is not working.
This hedgehog is true for you.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I press H. You plugged in HDMI.
Yeah.
Everybody, round of applause for Lucas Weber. Okay. We'll mind the hedgehog first. Alright, so just a quick update about our social media. We have the feedback form that Clarissa was working on is finally live. I'll show you in a second. And we also have a new way for students to book appointments with us in the office. So also new reel. So after the meeting, watch that, share it, repost it, do everything, comment, like. But here's our link tree. I'll show you what the feedback form looks like. Hopefully it doesn't make.
I got a clipboard for you.
Thanks so much.
And like slowly pass it back. Figured, well, let's get it set up.
Imagine there's like elevator music in the background right now.
Anybody else want to tell a joke?
Alright, here we go. So this is our new student feedback form, so make sure that you tell all your friends that are always complaining but they never actually say anything about it. Now that you have somewhere to go, they can fill out the student feedback form. It's super quick. It's just like you have something on your mind right now, just type it up, submit, boom, 60 seconds, and then it goes straight to Clarissa's inbox. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Any questions?
Where do you find this?
This can be found on our Instagram in the link tree. And it's also going to be on our website at some point in the semester. Okay. So something else we have is appointments. So now we have a Microsoft bookings page on here. Students can come and they can make appointments with any of the SCG officers or Joan or Nikita. And I'm in the process of getting cabinet members on here as well. Like if you want to join a club, if you want to start a club, it goes right there to the secretary's office hours. And then it collects your info, and then if you have any notes you want to add, you just put it in there, hit submit, and then that goes to the secretary's email, it goes to the student government office email, and it goes to the student's email. So that way everyone can keep track of that appointment. Any questions? All right, everybody promote this because it's awesome. Now that that's all set, the only other things I would like to share with you. Professor Fleming, Provost Fleming, not Professor, sorry, I just downgraded her. Sorry if you're watching. Anyway, Provost Fleming will be attending our next Parliament meeting. So later tonight, during issues of Parliament, please share the agenda items that you want discussed at that meeting, because I will be providing that to her in advance of the meeting. If I forget to bring that up, somebody bring it up. And then lastly, the sign-up sheets for the Dell's Lemonade is going good. I appreciate everybody that signed up. If you haven't signed up, I'm going to come to speak with you so that we can find a time that works for you. And we've decided that since lots of people can't make that time ever, those people will be able to help out during the block party at the end of the semester. Any questions? No? All right, that's all my announcements. I yield the floor.
Thank you so much. We will now move on to Treasurer Bobby's announcements.
I have only one announcement. I wasn't able to attend the Finance Commission meeting today because I had prior. I had my event for pre-notes today. I've been waiting with. So I wasn't able to attend the meeting. But from the agenda, what I got back from the person that students like this
My announcements are that, please, both Professor Levis and Professor Marca are unable to make it tonight. And so can I get a motion to approve the leaves? First by Representative Logan, seconded by Representative Luther. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Can I also get a motion to approve, can I get a motion to approve, Representative Kong? He was not able to make tonight as he was ill. Can I get a motion to approve that? First by Representative Logan, seconded by Representative Jackson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, passed. Can I get a motion to approve Secretary Colonis's absent? She was unable to make it as she had some coaching commitments and was able to find a replacement for her upcoming constitutions. Can I get a motion for that? First by Representative Rose, second by Representative Logan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, that's everyone. My only announcements are about bylaws. I know you two are new. If you were able to meet our time, we are gonna come up with an orientation and we can figure out a time for you to like learn how to do these meetings, as well as if you want to join the committee. Yeah, that's my main announcements. So I now yield the floor to Deputy Speaker Byers.
Hi everyone, so I'm a little late, I had some prior commitments today. Sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here, I just sat down. Conditions and services will be meeting next week, I know we haven't met in a few weeks, but yeah, we'll be meeting next week at the same time as usual. You'll get like the email, the group message, and then I will be sending out a form to everybody in the group, like open enrollment. It's gonna be like our new feedback form that we're gonna implement instead of having like the physical like feedback mechanism. We're gonna try to use an online version. So when I send it to the group meeting, I would love for you all to look at it and give me some constructive feedback on it. Basically, how you feel like
We'll now move on to constitutions and ordinances, or constitutions, and that will be done by Representative Kim.
The first constitution is Commuter's Corner. They added a new board position, the event coordinator. It is in section 7.5. They said that this position would benefit the club by adding a more organized, focused, and hands-on approach to event planning and execution. And you guys can just look over that section.
Wait, are you here for Commuter's Corner? Do you have any words you want to say? Okay. What's the number again? I'm so sorry.
It's section 7.5.
I apologize, I'm very tired.
Once everybody feels comfortable, can I get a motion to approve the event coordinator keyboard position? Or keyboard for it. First by Representative Doyle, seconded by Representative Logan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, passed. There will now be event coordinator for Community Corner. You're all voted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And then you're gonna table things like yours is gonna here. Can I get a motion to table Saved by Grace? They were unable to make it tonight. First by Representative Di Gregorio, seconded by Representative Boyos. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. And then the model constitution?
Okay. We
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, passed. We'll now move on to reports. Finance Commission meetings from February 5th, Treasurer Bobby.
So this was the last meeting that Finance Commission had, which was February 5th, 2025. This is the longest meeting we've ever had before. Right here, we have done 12 different groups coming and ask for money. Two of them, no, one of them was a new club, ski and snowboard club was a new club. They were asking money to start the ski and snowboard club after years of being absent. So we went through the pages and do you have any discussions, concerns, questions? You can tell the comments.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes? First by Representative Doyle, seconded by Representative Rose. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the minutes have been approved. We'll now move on to the Election Commission meeting minutes from January 29th. It's the last page, it doesn't have it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot, I needed a refresh. So during this meeting, we began the process of reviewing the Elections Commission policy, because it's currently being revised. So I'm pretty sure that's all we did. Any questions, comments, or concerns? We're reviewing the election policy.
All right, so on the minutes, it says January 28th, and it says January 29th.
I can tell you exactly what the right one is in a second. January 28th is the correct time. So that means I guess we don't have to make any changes. So, which is good.
Can I get a motion to approve these minutes? First by Representative Doyle, seconded by Representative Logan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passed. Okay. We will now be moving on to updates from the staff. Administration update from Ms. Nichols.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I was not able to be here last week, but we had the Board of Education meeting, and the governor presented his Rhode Island 2030 plan, something I would suggest that this group should look at. It talks about 4 priorities he has for improving the state, strengthening education, building a road to prosperity, creating a healthier Rhode Island, and creating a better infrastructure. And part of the strengthening education and road to prosperity ties in with our new enhancement of career services. Some of you knew that we had very few staff members in career services. We now have a new director, Thea Serio, that started. We have an assistant director search going, and 3 new positions have been created as career specialists to tie in with the different schools, tying in with this initiative from the governor. So that is some money from the governor's budget that will tie. But I do think it's something that SCG ought to look at because it is the priorities for the state of Rhode Island. So I thought that was important. The other is today, later, probably like 4:30 or 5, you all got a letter from Dr. Warner, our president, talking a little bit about the state of what is going on in the world, executive orders, what the college is doing with our values, staying true to who we are, exploring things, identifying things that are going on. Just think it's important that, again, that SCG keeps track of this, looking at the issues that have come forward. I mean, the first executive orders, we're looking at things like freezing federal funding for 24 hours. We thought financial aid was frozen. Good news, it was unfrozen. There are, the newest initiative is all about DEI programming. Many of the programs we do on this campus, clubs, organizations, departments, et cetera, all tie in on that. But again, every day there's executive orders, and OPC, Molly Cody, who is the person from OPC that does policy, has an update group that maybe someone from SCG might want to get on, so that you've got weekly updates of what is going on, because some of it impact higher ed, some of them do not. Some are direct impacts to what SCG and the clubs that you oversee are doing. Some are not, but just, I would encourage SCG to stay informed. And if you haven't read Dr. Warner's letter, please do, and see how SCG wants to tie in with some of those initiatives. Just a critical time in our country, and so I encourage everyone to stay informed on the state and the national level. That's why I would also encourage you all to look at that Rhode Island 2030 plan as well, because there's a lot of things going on in the world.
If Jack Warner, I know that he said that he was committed, that with DEI things. I know Trump said that he wants like school responses to the DEI things, right? And I know that Jack Warner's thoughts and feelings on it is to like keep DEI as much as we can, and that might lead to federal funding being taken away. What do we receive federal funding from?
We receive $37 million in financial aid. That is student loans, it is Pell Grant, it is SEOG, et cetera. So students that get Parent Plus loans, Grad Plus loans, subsidized loans, subsidized, are all there. We also have $16 million a year in our grants, which support different initiatives. If I look at TRIO grants, some of you may know our SSS program, our Upward Bound program, our McNairs. We look at the Sherlock Center that supplies services for K through 12 students with disabilities. Then there are grants in every academic department that get funding. So it's a lot of money. But right now, the Jared Colleague letter was 14 days and more information. And as with other executive orders, there will be battles in court, et cetera. So we are taking the approach of looking at all things that could be seen as a violation and looking at that. But Rick is not going to jump to make changes. We are looking at what is the law going to require us to do, and what would that mean for us. So great question, and something that we need to look at, because to be honest, the great majority of students are impacted if we were to lose federal funding for financial aid. Majority of our students get some kind of federal funding, and even if that is just a student loan is federal funding.
Also, tests, the majority of the research that happens out of most colleges and universities is funded by federal dollars.
Those are all the grants and the,
Yeah, so.
yeah.
All of them, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Well, and it's important, and that's why I would say to you, this isn't about taking a side on politics, it's about staying informed on the state and national level and seeing how it ties in with SCG and the work you do.
We will now be moving forward. I'm going to open the floor for discussion. We'll move on to Dr. Perry Levis's updates. Sorry.
Do I have any updates? Sorry, I just came out of class. Do I have any real updates? No, I have no updates tonight. Isn't that nice?
Professor Marcotte emailed me her announcements. She wanted to say that starting fall 2025, the FAST Fund will no longer fund book requests of any kind. She will explain why in a future meeting, or if you want a explanation sooner, I'm sure you can email her. So that's what Dr. Marcotte said. I'll now move on to the staff update with Mr. DeVille.
Hi everyone. I have a I'm making this announcement because we're trying to manifest that it comes through with no issues. Over spring break, the bistro is going to have equipment, and because of that equipment changes, the menu changes. So there are a lot of moving parts with that we have to rely on other companies, like we need to update the fire suppression, and just hoping that the equipment can all be delivered in that week. But with that being said, we're going to be adding new ovens, fryers. So happy to say that wings are coming back.
Mozzarella sticks.
Yep, mozzarella sticks. And then we're still toying. We have these next couple of weeks. We're going to start doing some testing. One idea we're floating is a rip-off of Frisky Fries, to put it bluntly.
Oh, wow.
So a loaded kind of fry.
Wow.
We're still, yeah, so we're kind of going to play around with that in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
No. Yeah, so we also have to decide what on the current menu is staying, because we don't want to overwhelm the bistro, overwhelm the equipment, so, I mean, a lot of the staples are gonna stay. Like, I know we can't get rid of the Alpine, but, so there's a little bit of fine tuning, so that's we're really looking forward to that. There's a lot of work still to be done, but it's coming. So that's gonna be a nice thing. The other thing I just wanted to mention is that there's still a lot of planning and discussion on meal plans for the fall. If any of you have heard, we're thinking of going to an all-you-care-to-eat, turning to an all-you-care-to-eat facility. There's still, it's still in the very early stages. There was a focus group last week to get some feedback. So we're still looking, but we want to, the reason behind it is just to get with what all the other colleges, switch to that style of food service. So nothing has been approved yet, but we're still trying to move forward with that. So it's a nice thing for the fall. I don't know.
I was at the forum meeting, and
Part of that.
a part of that, and student feedback was positive. All you care to eat is kind of a more common, more modern approach to on-campus dining. Really, I think enhances the dining experience. That's not to minimize or say the dining experience isn't what it is now, but we always look for ways to improve it. This is one method that could really be exciting for our campus to experience. And so, along with that will come the continued not only standard operating menus that you'll see, but also the fun pop-up things and different menu items that have been coming up that has really positive feedback for students. You know, when I just heard Frisky Fries and wings, I'm like, oh, great. I'm fired up. Great on one end and not on the other for me, but it's all exciting stuff. So, you know, I think if you've noticed, I think there's been some really significant and exciting changes that have happened all academic year with dining, and that looks to continue as, now again, nothing's finalized, but we're taking a strong approach and looking at it from a campus perspective.
So do you want to keep going with your announcements?
Thank you, yes, I will. I mean, I can't top Frisky Fries and wings at the bistro, nor would I ever try to do that. But I will plug a Winterfest, which is coming this Saturday, which will be a really fun event for all of our students. Families are welcome, staff and faculty are invited, as well as their families. And so lots of fun things to look forward to on Saturday. That's going to be from 12 to 3. They're also combined with 2 basketball games, a men's and women's game, women at 1, men at 3. And I think the women's game is a pink game in support of breast cancer awareness. And so that's an exciting event for them. But we'll have a horse and carriage rides on the quad. We'll have a faux ice skating rink, a new vendor if you were there last year. It should be a little bit smoother and a better experience. But then we're also going to have a couple of opportunities to do some fun things in different spaces. A cozy corner, which there'll be like crafts and treats and different things like that located in the bistro. And then also Donovan will have character artists, different things like that. We're gonna have fire pits, s'mores, all the great things you've come to expect. And it's Winterfest, so we know it's gonna be cold, and that's okay. Just layer up, come out, have some fun. You'll see a promotional advertisement with more details tomorrow. They'll come from the infamous DOS email account. So look forward to that, and I hope to see you all there. I know I'll be there, bringing family, and look forward to seeing you there. That's all I have. I yield.
We'll now move on to appointments, resignations, and vacancies. President.
Thank you, Speaker Sullivan. First thing is first, interim appointments that are being made official are Lucas Weber to the Condition Services Committee and Public Relations Committee, and Jose Ramos onto the Student Entertainment Committee. For resignations, additional resignations, we have Alex Silico due to a change of schedule and Elias Gendron due to a change in his schedule. Public Relations Committee, Caitlin Grant has resigned from the Public Relations Committee due to a change of schedule, and Chris Feeney due to a scheduling change. And then as far as expulsions go, expelling Isaiah Antonelli and Patrick Barr from Public Relations Committee due to excessive absences, and Isaiah Matthew from Finance Commission due to excessive absences, and additional as far as Parliament, expelling Isaiah Antonelli due to excessive absences, Patrick Barr and Warren Johnson, all three for excessive absences, because they have missed 3 meetings this semester. Can I get a motion to approve all appointments, resignations, and expulsions? First by Treasurer Bobby, second by Board Representative Logan. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passed.
We will now move on to,
Can I ask a question? Sorry.
Sure can.
Is that possible? Do you think we can change that nomenclature from expulsions?
What is it?
To dismiss someone. It sounds really punitive, and these are people, for the most part, they are students that are not able to fill their original commitments because they have other things coming up, and it really just doesn't feel good about the way it's being described. So I would ask if we could ask to change the word.
That can be considered.
okay.
Would you like to make a motion for this?
I don't think I need to, but you all can think about it. I just think it creates a more collaborative, cooperative environment at SCG not to have it named that way.
We're gonna move on to issues of public members, but I'm gonna read the policies that I was reading last week, last time, but everybody was sick. But this basically says that for issues of parliament, it's to address any matters that were not discussed, take an action, reflect on any action that was made this meeting, or talk about an upcoming event in your organization, or ask questions. There should not be debate, or it should be for information only. So just make sure that the conversation we're having is productive, and that we're talking about, we're not really gonna be having a debate or like conversation as much anymore as if you wanna add something to the agenda for that to happen, you will reach out to President Jakes. So, is there anybody who wants to speak for issues of parliament? Representative Logan?
Actually, this probably should have been brought up in the beginning of the meeting, but Matt asked me to coordinate a food drive for SCG, and I do have a couple of suggestions. I know I kind of mentioned a few things to Matt, but I think that we should definitely collect canned goods and like non-perishables like mac and cheese, pasta, a lot of important items that a lot of food banks request are peanut butter and tuna because they're high in protein. And I think we should put a box in all the areas where students hang out frequently, like in Don, and one in the student union, and another one in the library. And I saw something online where they had a bake sale and all the proceeds went to a food bank, and I mean, I'm thinking we should do some type of fundraiser. It doesn't have to be a bake sale.
I wanted to ask you about, Matt, was, did you want this to be just within Rick or out in the community as well?
We'll discuss.
Okay. But those are my suggestions.
Well, President, or Vice President Casella?
Thank you. I just wanted to let everybody know that, I should have said this at the beginning of the meeting, but I forgot to. I'm doing a new initiative where after every problem meeting, there'll be an email sent to the student body so they know, here's what we talked about at our problem meeting.
It's great.
You know, something like that. So then, with that being said, just be warned that I'll be including the topics that we discussed. So yeah, that's why I just wanted to say that first. I have more things I'll just say later. Oh yeah. So the next thing I would like to bring up is the issue of the topic of pro swimming attending our next meeting. I know that in the past we've discussed having a small group session, but just in the effort to include everybody, I spoke with her scheduler and we decided that it'd be best if she attends our parliament meeting. So that will be the next upcoming meeting. But I need from all of you exactly like what type of things you want to talk about.
Can you explain what her job is?
Yes, so as the provost, Dr. Flemings is like the second, she's the highest academic officer on campus, correct? And is she like the second person in the leadership of Rhode Island College? So everything that you ever think about regarding academics, she's like the utmost like official at the college for that. So, question for everybody: what type of topics do we want her to address? Claudia?
The first one is the textbooks, the online textbooks.
Online access codes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And another one would be what's the plan to make without college 4-year degree?
Yeah.
Because most people I've met in that, including myself, doing practice 4 years. So what's the plan to make that happen in terms of what like professors are going to be teaching? Is it going to be less of electives? Is it going to be more of coursework? Because there's different roadmaps for different majors I would like college, but sometimes the roadmap might not like match what is being offered in my
Okay.
like what's the plan with that?
Alright, so plans, what are the plans to make Rick a 4-year graduation?
Yes.
I guess by standard.
Yes.
Okay. I think that something about is that why they do the 15 credit initiative now? 15 credit hour for full-time status? Yeah, that sounds like right. But she'll probably talk more about that.
Yeah, but in full-time that is 12 to 18 hours. 12 credits to 18
No,
hours.
it's gonna be 15 hours now.
Yeah, but 12 to 18 is full-time.
Right.
So, yeah, that didn't change anything. That's what I'm saying.
I think the length, in addition to 4-year, is talking about the 120 degrees. That's
Yeah.
where I think Claudia's talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Can we kind of talk about that too, but with like higher level classes being offered? Because I don't see any elective economics classes this semester. So I'm taking 0 economics classes. So I'm major.
Any other topics for the groups? Ms. Rose?
If we think of any questions not tonight, would we be able to email someone by like a certain date?
Yeah,
Like
just reach out to me.
Okay.
Yeah, however you can reach out to me, just do it. It doesn't have to be email. But the idea is that we're just gonna have an agenda, so that way she can actually prepare to answer our questions. And then obviously the night of, if you have other questions, it doesn't mean that you can't ask them. It's just like main topics.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Frank, this is up to you all, but Dr. Marcotte and I have mentioned that the faculty is going through a productivity and efficiency program review where there are over 60 programs that are small programs that are having to review their programs for future consideration. And you don't have to ask this, but I do think that SPG should be kept up to date about what's happening to those majors and minors and programs so that you know that, which is tied to faculty staffing and upper level classes, but actually being aware of what's happening in that, that initiative that's happening. That's what I would say.
That's a good one. I'll put it in there as like for to provide like an overview of that.
I just wanted to let you all know that Dr. Fleming oversees undergrad and grad. She oversees the library. So just when you're thinking of it, anything to do with classes, advising, library services, graduate assistantships, et cetera, that's all under her area. So I just wanted to give you the broader scope because she does all of that.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. Does anybody have thoughts about advising as a topic of discussion? Yeah. Well, it's your meeting, I'm sorry.
Is she in charge of, like, so you said graduate studies, does that include the application portal, like the college net? Because I'm applying to the social work 5-year program where I can do my bachelor's and my master's at the same time.
Everything with grad studies is under her area. So yes, great question.
Then, can we put on the agenda, if it's possible, to make it so that you can apply to the 5-year accelerated program in social work as its own application to apply to? Because right now it's with the regular master's program, and you apply February 1st for that, and the accelerated one is March 15th, right? And so it gets confusing, it should just be its own application.
Is that for all graduate programs, the 4+1s?
I don't know, it's just for mine for sure.
I just, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool, because I just asked because I just don't want the topics to be like way too narrow.
That's fair.
So, like, it's just like graduate admissions.
Can we make the 4+1s their own application instead of with the masters, unless it's too different, yeah, so it's fair.
4+1. All right, was that everything for Provost Masters?
Would we also potentially ask if
Sorry,
they
not
plan,
Masters.
if they plan to add more 4+1 programs? Because they're getting rid of the only one in the education department. And they have no plan for another one.
I didn't hear anybody mention advising, so. What about the other?
Thank you. How to make advising better in arts and science specifically, in the arts department. Sorry, in the science department. Arts is okay. Lots of reasons. But in the science department. But also biology.
All that.
How about we keep it to just in general, and then you can ask a specific question?
Okay, so advising in the arts and science school. I'll make it better. What's the graph?
Right. Okay, so we have a bunch, so that's all set then. Thank you. I'll send that to her. I have another thing.
Oh, no, I'm okay.
I was gonna ask, is it 50, I think we need clarification, is it 15 credits to be full-time or is it 12 credits?
12 to 15, 12 to 18 is full-time without paying any additional money. But if you only take 12 a semester, you'd never graduate in 4 years.
Gotcha, okay, yes.
15 each semester, or an average of 15 to get to the 120 credits.
I have a question about that. So, like, when they say full-time status, that's like a actual like terminology, right? So, what does that mean?
That means
exactly?
you're a full-time student for your health insurance, for student loans, for financial aid, for all those things, athletics,
For 50
housing,
credits.
etc. Fees.
So, like, the standard, like, across the board is 12 credits.
12 credits at
right?
any college across the country, 12 credits is full-time.
So what is the significance apart from like, obviously you're trying to get people to graduate in 4 years because of the Hope Scholarship?
Not just a Hope Scholarship, your debt, your going out in the workforce,
course.
that kind of thing.
But like, so what's the significance of us officially making full-time status 15? Is that like abnormal?
No, but Rick is not looking to make full-time status full-time. It's encouraging students to look at, as was brought up, if you want to get out in 4 years, how many credits do you need to take each semester? They're not looking to change full-time status. Full-time status isn't defined by us.
Yeah,
It's defined by the federal government, Department of Education, what is full-time status, so it's the same at all colleges.
so that's what I like was under the assumption of. So when you move it to full-time status being 15, if you still have 12 credits, you still get financial aid.
Yep, full-time status is 12 credits or more,
Okay.
and up to 18 before there's additional fees.
Okay. Sounds good.
Great questions.
Yeah.
Go back to Vice President Casella, that was your cards up.
Thank you. Just one more thing about Provost Fleming. If you, I forgot to answer the second part of your question, Representative Rose, but if you have anything that you want added to this after our meeting, you come up with something, you can just let me know by the end of the week. Because I want to get back to her relatively soon, just so it's just like, respectful of her time and stuff. But on another note, okay, so this is a big one for me. I have a friend of mine on campus that is in the nuclear medical imaging program, and that program is going to be shut down because I know you have something to say about it, but so the program is being shut, to my understanding, is being shut down because a person in charge of it left the college, meaning that the 7 students in this program now have to look elsewhere for their education, like applying to other colleges that have their program, or applying to another medical imaging program at Rick. And I just think that it's like a super unfortunate situation, and I thought it was worth bringing up and talking about. Imagine if your major, like, overnight just is gone, and you have to be looking to apply to other colleges, and everything you have here just like goes away.
I brought this up over break because that's when it happened, but they've already had to look for new majors. I have a friend who's also in that program, and she's already in a different major that's not what she was in, and so I don't know how to like fix that. You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't want to be like, okay, now you're in X-ray, but you like can go back to nuke med. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd encourage you to add that to your list for Dr. Fleming, because that's her area, to find out the details, because they're great questions.
I believe that typically, and if, correct me if I'm wrong, but typically when you have a program ending at a college, they tend to be obligated to graduate the current students.
Yeah,
Correct.
called the teach-out plan.
Called a teach, it's
Yeah.
exactly what Cindy said, it's a
But-
teach out.
But this situation is more complex because of like the clinicals and all that stuff that they have, right?
I think these are great questions for Dr. Fleming.
Okay, that's
Because,
fair,
yeah.
that's fair. But I just think that everybody, all the students here would have been interested to hear about that, because I know that, like, if that were me, I would be like pretty upset.
Yeah.
And it's like actually like directly impacting like these people, so, we can talk with Provost Fleming too, but like do people have thoughts, like, or more information about this? I don't have.
I think we're,
No?
I was going to get a message in education to things like that.
Well, it's not, I'm not debating.
Then I would have like concerns and more questions that cannot be answered without presenting
Sorry.
That's just me.
Okay.
Last call for issues of parliament members. Anybody has a club event they want to talk about? No?
Junior class is organizing a Top Golf trip at the end of March, so link to that will probably go out in the next like week or two, so yeah, we'll probably get there.
Dr. Love?
So I have 2 announcements. I direct the department, in the Department of Political Science, I direct the public administration major, and we typically, once or twice a year, bring graduate schools in, and I try and send these things to the e-board. I don't know if it goes out to all the parliamentary members, but we're inviting the University of Rhode Island the director of the Masters in Public Administration is gonna be on campus next week, and I invite all students to attend. A Master's in Public Administration is the workings of government. You can also get a Master's in Public Policy, which is an aligned field, so that's one announcement. And the second announcement is I direct the Washington Week Congressional Internship Program, and that application is gonna go out over the next couple of weeks, and sitting around the table are at least 2 people, and if Gianna was here, Delmonico, there'd be 3 who participated in the Congressional Internship Program where you spend 1 week in Washington, D.C. working for a member of Congress. So if anyone has any questions about it, the announcement will go out throughout the student body in a couple weeks.
Thank you. Last call. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? First by Representative Boyle, seconded by Representative Rose. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Wait for roll call.
Okay.
What?
Matthew Jacobs. Frank Costello. Marina Clonis. Batio Bobby. Here. Seth Sullivan. Here. Clarissa Paris. Daria Lynn Campbell. Sonia Chutayan. Dante DiGregorio.
Here.
Jack Doyle. Lindsay Futrell. Caitlin Grant. Here. Miguel Hoyos.
Here.
Jesselyn Hull. Riley Jackson. Here. August Jones. Alexander Cross. Alex Logan. Present. Lydia Luther. Gianna Rose. Benjamin.
Here.
Joe Kelly. Comedy.
Yep.
Thank you. Lucas Weber. Cindy Costa. Present. Ted Zito. Harry Levitt.
Here.
Melissa Marcotte. Dean Paola. Gianna Delmonico.